This is our evaluation of the audience feedback and what we learned from it and what we agreed and disagreed with it. The first thing that we agreed with was the characters and how they were saying that we portrayed the characters really well in giving them like human features, which we were really happy about because that was one of our aims. And also they were quite happy with the lighting, which at first we weren't, but then when we refilmed it we got all the lighting correct, and we were really happy that that came across really well too.
They mentioned that with some areas, as sometimes the shots were a bit slanted or you can see the movement of the camera. However, because we didn't use human, like people, we were using shoes, it was very hard to get the tripod so low to the ground. So we had to just hold it onto something to make it as steady as we can. And it was just so hard because we were so low, the tripod, we had such difficulty with the tripod.
Also, in the audience feedback, they mentioned about we could have used an establishing shot, and we agree that we could have used an establishing shot maybe to show the audience the location where we were filming, so they became more familiar and sort of could put themselves there in that space and time. But obviously, it was difficult to use an establishing shot if we were to introduce the characters, because we didn't want them to see it's the human person. We wanted it to just be the feet as the characters.
They mentioned how we used a good variety of shots. I think that the way we planned it out, it was intentional for us to use the actual variety that we did, because if it was just to have just close-ups on the shoes, then it would be really hard for the song to actually have a narrative in itself. Like just said, it would get really boring. So yeah, there was good variety from like close-ups right at the start to panning shot right at the end. So, yeah,
it was quite difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're only focusing on the shoe. Like we couldn't really like do long shots, so we would get the knees in.
Yeah,
so it was quite difficult.
there was only so much that we could do, but I suppose that
we did what we could do, we did do a good variety.
Yeah.
The only thing that we disagreed with was the flashbacks that I mentioned, because we didn't actually intended to show flashbacks, they were just meant to be dates. So I think that they got the wrong perception of what was trying to go on, so that's the thing that we disagreed with, right?
However, we could have actually made it, because they did say that 1 minute they're in a park, the next thing they're in a living room with crisps. Like maybe we could have put a transition in or something.
Yeah.
And when you're looking back on it, you think, oh, I could put a transition there, but
Just to make it more
obvious. Yeah. But we just want to clarify it was not a flashback.
And also they spoke about, and Niall said about it being a shoe advert.
Oh no.
I don't agree at all, because there was the narrative there, so
it wasn't just shoes walking along with the road. It was actually three characters, everything. Yeah.
And also someone was saying about how it was nice that it wasn't just it wasn't humans, because it would be boring, but they used like we used shoes as like the characters, which was more interesting.
Original, unusual.
Overall, our idea was original, and I'm really proud of it. What about you guys?
Yeah, I was really proud of it. I thought it would be quite hard at first, and then
challenge.
And you know, when we did the pitch, we tried to explain it was so difficult.
It was really hard to explain.
So difficult. But then when we got into it, it was like...
Yeah, because there were quite a few people that were like, oh, I don't know.
Like, how would you use the shoes?
Yeah, I think they would be sceptical about it.
And I think when we explained that someone would actually be in the shoes, that they got it, because they were like, just shoes walking around, I didn't get that. But yeah, so that was our evaluation of our audience feedback.